paper real quick. All right, so. All right, so
Hello, everyone. I'm about to do a special interview with someone special,
Yep, you're
and
perfect.
yeah, so I'm in the right place, Kareem.
You're right place.
All right now, all right.
Looking dapper and handsome.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay, and I'll
all
reach
right,
out to
all right.
Michael.
I'm gonna
Okay.
talk to John Leslie in the meantime. Okay, and then
Gotcha.
I'll go
All
to
right.
him. Okay,
All right.
very good.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so it's such a pleasure to be with you today. We had a long day. You know, I was on the air. I was online here until 9 o'clock last night. From 9 in the morning, 12 hours. I had a lot of energy, and I I want to encourage you to join us right now. I have a special guest I'd like to share with you, Nadir, LB Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing Papa. All right, come on now. And so I want you to like this page and share it, like it and share it. Angel said, hungry. Liz Williams, hello, Liz from Arizona. All right, yes, and Deontay, yes. So I'm going to be talking with Michael Ponte and also Les Brown Jr. Hello, Nicole. How are you? And Tracy Taylor. How are you doing? So I'm going to be talking about two or three different things and about how to handle the challenges of life. And Michael Ponte is a young man who has had some experiences that will be very beneficial to you, that will help you to from his experience, deal with some of the things that people are negotiating with in life. And so I encourage you to like this page and share it and encourage other people to join us as well, okay? And so, where is John Leslie? Yeah, he's around here somewhere. Let me call him. I don't know why I haven't seen him yet. I mean, Les Brown Jr. He said, I don't want you to call me John Leslie anymore. I said, yeah? Which one me call you? Les Brown Jr. I said, oh, okay. I want you to like this page and share it. He's an interesting. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, no, let me bring him back. I thought that would do it. It did not do it. I got to, boom. I got to like it. Then bring him on camera. Okay. Then bring him on camera. Did that do it? Oh, like it. Bring Les Brown Jr. on camera. They'll receive an invite to join you, okay? All right, I've done what I'm supposed to do on this end, and he will get it. One of the things that I was talking about earlier in one of our other Facebook channels is, John Leslie, what's happening? I don't understand. Why you're not coming on? I've done what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be stressed out about it. You know, this thing called aging, it brings a lot with it. And I've been reflecting. I called to talk to a friend, and I had not talked to in about several months, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Les. He's gone. Gone where? He passed." And so I'm losing a lot of friends. A lot of friends, people that I thought I would grow old with, they're gone. And then also coming as you get older, you lose a lot of friends. You find yourself going to a lot of funerals. I get notices from a friend of mine named Phyllis Myers, who we went to school together, and she has the roster for Booker T. Washington High School graduates of 1963. And she sends out notice when somebody passes. Wow, I wonder what's going to happen when Phyllis kicked the bucket. Who's going to? How will we know? Today, if I don't get anybody, I'm going to talk to you about this aging thing and what you can do. Now, I'm trying, John Leslie, I don't know what else to do. You need to do something on your end. I've done what I'm supposed to do. But there's some tough decisions that you have to make about relatives, about your parents. And it's scary. It's scary. I mean, when you think about it, and it's emotionally draining and can be very stressful and very challenging. It's not easy. When someone you love, they are no longer there. And you, in this particular case, this guy I've known for a long time, he's in the situation where his father has Alzheimer's and his mother has dementia. And he's the only caretaker. And I said, the statistics working against you, because many caretakers die before the people they're taking care of. And so we're going to talk about some of the things we can do. I want to reach out to a friend of mine who specializes in this area. John Leslie, what's going on? I mean, Les Proud Jr., what's going on? I don't know what happened. So I want to talk to you about tough decisions. Tough decisions. So this friend of mine, his father's suffering from severe Alzheimer's. His mother's in the early stages of dementia. And so the mother does not want to be separated from the husband and does not want to be moved into assisted living or nursing home. And he has a corporate job, and he's not getting any help and support from his sister because she's married and have children, and his mother and father oppose her marriage to her husband. And so even though they have a large house and they can take them in if they choose to, the husband has said, his brother-in-law, no, you can't bring them here. Can't bring them here. And so that leaves it in my friend's hands, all of it. Like this page and share it. Like this page and share it. And so the mother, in and out of reality, does not want to leave the house where she is. Tough decision. Tough decision. You ever been there? Tough decision. This thing called life. And as I was talking to him, I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness. I really, I thought about this. I said, you know, we're all going to leave here. You know, William Shatner, he did a thing called One Day You're Going to Die. You got to hear it. It's really good. And he said, live like that, live like that. But this friend of mine, he's got some guilt about making this decision to take his mother and father out of the house and put them in a nursing home so he can continue to work, because they can't be left alone. The mother went wandering off the other day, and it took them several hours to find her. Several hours. Very challenging. Tough decisions that you have to make. The president of Procter & Gamble said, a tough decision is a tough decision. Not because you don't know the answer. He said, a tough decision is a tough decision because you know the answer, but most people don't have the courage to do what they know. And so, as we get older, there are things that happen to us, and things that happen to people that we care about. And learning how to navigate that, learning how to help.
I'm on right now, Dad.
Okay, no, you haven't. I can't see you. I push your picture, and you're supposed to come up on my screen.
Okay, you have to send the invitation again.
I
I'm
did-
on there. I'm typing messages so you can see me.
Okay, I did that. So where are you? Why don't I see you?
Let me see. The message didn't come through. Maybe my screen had to be sideways, so I turned it sideways now. Okay. Try again. Try to send me the invite again now that my screen is sideways. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna unlike you and like you again. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna send a new comment. But I'm.
Okay, send a new comment, and then let's see if that works.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's amazing how events, we are transformed by people and projects. That's my grandson in the background. Okay, let's do that honor. Okay, did you do that?
Yes, sir. Can you see me?
No.
You're ready to do your speech, son. I think you gotta hang up the phone, Dad.
I gotta hang up the phone?
I think I'm hearing you in my phone.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna comment
Okay.
with all fires to see.
Okay, do that. Do that, please.
Okay.
One of the most important things I think we have to do with our children is develop their minds and develop their communication skills. One of the things I admire about John Leslie, he's been working with my grandson, his first son, who has dramatically changed his life. And he's taught him how to do a piece that I close out speeches with. If you want to think bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it, If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gulf, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. My mother loved that. She used to love to hear me say that. Say that thing for me, boy. Yes, ma'am, mama. Baby Brown. She loved that. Okay, John Leslie. Going once. Going twice. I don't know whether or not your phone is set up for this. Or maybe you might have to do your laptop. Okay. So it's not I don't know what it is, but I must move on now because I have given this a good shot. So maybe you need to get some, hey Sherry, how are you? You need to get some help and assistance. So we're still in early stages this year. So I want to talk to you today about staying on the path of honoring your commitment to yourself, of what is it you do when you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve, but you don't have the resources, you don't have the money, you've tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed and nothing worked out. You don't have the support that you need. You might be going through a very difficult time now, might be laid off from your job. What do? How do you come back from that? You might have gone through some emotional trauma, a relationship that you thought you and that person would be there forever. And they woke up one day and they said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm out of here. How do you deal with that kind of hit? When someone you love dies, slowly or unexpectedly, what do? Well, number one, you have to stop and recalculate, like a GPS, and Kareem talks about that. You have to stop and clear your head because you're taking a hit. And one of the things I remember when my mother passed, they said, don't make any major decisions for at least a year because you've taken a hit and you're not playing with a full deck. That's the same thing with the ending of a relationship. That you're not yourself. You're not all there. You don't have the mental bandwidth to make rational, logical decisions that's in your best interest. And so during that time, one of the things I strongly believe, ask for help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help and don't stop until you get it. That many times that when we are going through some stress and drama and trauma, that many people don't stop to refuel, to recalculate, don't stop to reflect, to make an assessment because there's some fallout, there's some collateral damage, there's some impact on you, whether you realize it or not. There is. Where even the person been going been sick for a long time. Just because somebody's been sick for a long time and when they die, it's a difference when they take their last breath. So, and what really got me, people would used to say to me, oh, how old was Mamie? Oh, she was 89. Oh, she lived to be a good old age. Excuse me? Does that mean I should be hurting as badly? I shouldn't miss my mother as badly because she left here at 89? You say she lived a full life, so just get over it? No, I don't think so. I think we really need early on to learn how to deal with this thing called death and what to do and what to say to family members and friends and how to handle it. Some people handle it very well, others don't. One of my foster brothers, he didn't come around at all because he couldn't deal with it. I was angry with him. Then when I got counseling, they said, well, that's how some people do. I remember when I was first diagnosed with cancer, I had friends who used to call me, they stopped calling. And especially people who owed me money. I said, and I'm sure they said, well, we won't have to pay that back. Well, I disappointed them. And I remember I was in the hospital with a friend of mine who was a funeral director. He came over to visit me, and I'm looking at him, and I just felt maybe I was just paranoid. I said, are you scanning my body size? Are you checking me out to see what I will fit in? Come on, man. What are you doing visiting me? Come on. I'm getting out of here. I'm not going from here to a box. Okay? You just wait, come visit me after I get out because you're making me nervous. How you looking at me? Like, come on, man. Give me some business, Les. Things are tough out here. Like this page you're sharing. Look at it, sharing. I said, get out of here, man. Anthony Rain's son, yeah. This thing called life, it's something else, I don't believe undertakers should visit people at the hospital, because it makes you nervous. Who called you? I didn't. Can you feel a brother up in here? All right? Let me see who's out there. Let me check and see. Is this John Leslie trying? Les Brown Jr. trying to get back up in here again. Let me tell you something. It hasn't happened, and okay. Anyhow, so this thing called life, and so what you have to do is that you have to have some strategies to clear your head. You have to back up and pull away. Might have to go on vacation or have some friends and some type of spiritual ritual that you engage in that allows you to step back and reflect and recalculate and refuel and allow you to look at your life and what are you going to do from there, because there is a gap there, and how are you going to fill that gap and how do you move forward? The wounds of the soul, something I'm reading right now, has been very helpful to me. There's some things that affect us for a long period of time, and that most of us are unaware. And it's not as super simplistic as, just give it to Jesus. Yeah, right. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. I need some counseling. I needed some help. I needed to talk to somebody. who had some professional skills to help me to navigate what I was going through. Lost my mother, lost a marriage, lost my best friend, diagnosed with cancer, all those things back to back to back to back. One of them by themselves can take you out. I was in crises. If you understand what I'm talking about, just put some thumbs up if you're talking about, if you know about going through some drama, you going through some tough times, you going through something, losing someone that you love, a relationship that didn't work out. You went through a challenge with your health. If you understand what I'm talking about, let me see some thumbs up. Just identify. Just put those thumbs up and let me see what's happening with you. He's trying to get back in again. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Les Brown Jr. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. But I'm doing great. So here's something I suggest. Elevate your thinking. Whatever you need to do with scripture, with books that you read, with music that you listen to, with things that you watch, movies that inspire you, with relationships that you create that are positive relationships that bring the best out of you. Have a strategy, have a game plan. Sometimes you just need to hear another voice that will take you to another place, that will create a shift in your thinking. That's important. And I believe in that philosophy. Remember that movie, Don't Let Nobody Bring Me No Bad News. I don't want to hear no bad news. I'm not going to watch R. Kelly. I'm not going to watch that. Why? One, I watch things that are positive. Two, things that are purposeful. Three, things that are productive. And four, things are profitable. So one, it's not positive. Two, it's not going to contribute to my purpose on the planet. Three, it's not productive for me to give 2 hours of my life to. I'm starting off my 75th year on the planet. I'm choosing carefully how I use the rest of my life. And four, it's not profitable. Can't do anything with that. I'm focusing on things to leave a legacy for my children and for my children's children. I'm looking for ways to maximize my impact, to reach more people, motivate, inspire more people. I'm searching my soul and my mind and my heart and my spirit. Am I doing that which I'm supposed to do? Have I answered the call for the reason that God chose me to be here? Am I making a difference? Am I making impact? Am I changing lives? Am I doing something that will make the world a better place for my children and children's children and their children? Have I answered the call and the question, why am I here? What am I supposed to do? Have I used all my talents, abilities, and skills? If I died today, is there something that was put in me? Because we're all created on purpose with a purpose. Is there something in me that I've yet to discover? And that when I go, if I went today, I would take that with me. I'm reflecting, I'm thinking. Because I've seen too many people who had so much going for them, and yet they didn't do anything with it. I don't want to be one of those people. No, I don't want to stand before God and he said, oh, what a disappointment. Les Brown. Mamie's boy. I put so much more in you. What a disappointment. You ever think about that? And I found that most people don't think about what is the meaning of their lives. They think about what is the meaning of life. But Viktor Frankl was right. Ask, what is the meaning of your life? Why are you here? What impact will you make? What difference will you make? And the speakers that I'm training now, one of the things that I'm adamant about in teaching them, the speaking business has been hijacked, where people are just speaking to sell and not providing any value for people, not having content that can have people to think, asking strategic questions, challenging people to look at themselves, look at their lives, and not understanding that impact drives income and requests. You change people's lives and you make a difference for people, you're going to make some money. You don't have to be slick and learn all these different techniques of crowd hypnosis, neurolinguistic programming, and all that stuff. If you learn how to tell your story strategically and experientially, you can build a good reputation. God said to Abraham, I'll make your name great. Didn't he say, I'll make you a great man? I'll make your name great. If you have a good name, that's what I'm working on, so that when I'm gone, if my grandchildren or great-grandchildren say, what's your great-grandfather's name? And they say, Les Brown. I want them to hear some good stories about me. How many of you agree with me? And so, as you look at yourself, I remember speaking to a prison and I asked, how many of you have children? And everybody there, they raised their arms, their hands. I said, how many of you know that children have heard a lot of stories about you? I said, you don't have to raise your hands. I know it. I said, I'm here to teach you things that you can do to give them a new story to tell. How many of you would be interested? They all raised their hands. They all raised their hands. I said, thank you. And I proceeded to talk to them about that. As you look at yourself and look at your life and look at this year that we had just stepped into because of God's grace and mercy, the future, the Optimist Club say that, the future belongs to those who prepare for it. I want to add something to it. The future belongs to those who prepare and create it. What kind of stories are you going to create? What kind of life are you going to create? What is it that you're going to do differently to reinvent yourself, to step off the path where you are and march to the beat of a different drummer? What strategies, what relationships, what behavior, what habits, what choices that would be so radically different that you'll be able to create different stories, create different levels of impact in all the areas of your life. Does that make sense? Let me see some thumbs. Let me see some hearts. Like this page and share it. Like this page and share it. And so, as you look at yourself and look at your goals and dreams, ask yourself, now look at my goals and dreams. What is it about me that I must change? I did something the other day that my business partner told me, and I just didn't hear it. And all of a sudden, I had an epiphany and say, whoa, whoa. I see. I did it, and I wasn't even thinking. And so there's a term that we hear a lot, being mindful living. I realized I've got to become more mindful. Now when I put something down, I have to look at it and take a deep breath, say, okay, this is my phone. I'm putting my phone on the table. These are my glasses. I'm putting my glasses here. And I said out loud, well, I'm going to write it down. Why? I spent the other day 45 minutes all around the house looking for my glasses. And my sister came home and said, they're on your head. Excuse me? Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you. I spent 45 minutes looking for my glasses. Had to call a person back because I couldn't read what they sent me because I couldn't find my glasses. I had them on. I was talking to my oldest son, Calvin, and he said, Dad? I said, yes. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm looking for something, all right? You got too much dip on your chip. He said, no. I'm hearing you moving things. What are you looking for, Calvin? You have too much dip on your chip. Leave me alone. Don't ask me any questions. Let's finish the conversation, Dad, please. I'm not trying to get in your business. What are you looking for? I'm looking for my phone, and I'm frustrated. He said, Dad, you're on your phone. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Calvin. Whoa, I'm on the phone. Oh, man. Am I losing it? Come on, my memory, that's everything to me. Whoa, now I used to wonder why Mama said in church, thank the Lord for waking me up in my right mind this morning. I don't wonder anymore. Now I say it. I thank the Lord for waking me up in my right mind this morning. I got my phone and my glasses, and I keep them to me. I'm thinking about getting there's little things that you could put on here and have them around your neck, and I'm thinking about having a little pocket that I could put my phone in. I'm scared to put anything down because I'm losing things. I can't explain it. I saw a commercial about something called Prevagen. Oh, I'm telling you, this thing, getting older is a trip. You hear me? This thing called life. Oh my God! I just said, Lord, I've got to have my memory. That's how I function. That serves me well all these years. Whew. If you understand what I'm talking about, I know I'm not the only one. There's got to be somebody that understands what I'm talking about. That can say, Les, I feel you, my brother. It's a trip. Like this page is sharing. It's a trip. So I'm here. The sun is really, really brilliant here. Let me turn these shades the other way. So John Leslie, you obviously this has not worked, and I have no idea how to help you do this. And so let me see, you're there. Let me see, and I'm looking for Michael Ponte that I'm going to talk to. He should be ready. Okay, let me see here. Put this here. He says, I'm right here. That's what Les Brown Jr. says. I'm right here. Yeah, you're right there, but you're not on here. Okay, so let me see these other people that are here that I can talk to. Got my Walgreens. I used to laugh so much at Red Fox when he had all those eyeglasses. I got about 15 pair from the dollar store. I used to get them for Walmart, but they cost less at the dollar store. I go in there, I like them. They're much cheaper. It's one of my favorite places there in Target, Walmart. Come on, John Leslie. It's not happening. It's not happening. Okay. And I don't see Michael Ponte. And you guys stress me out. I don't like dealing with any stress. Well, I'm not really stressed. Just taking my time to go through it. But I found myself chewing the inside of my lip. I used to get in trouble in school. They thought I was chewing gum because I'd do like that. I wasn't chewing any gum. It's just something I did as a kid. I was chewing in some of my... Okay. No. Okay. I don't see Michael Ponte. Kareem, would you call me back? If you're just joining me, I've got special guests, and I'm in place. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. My guests have not found a way to get through. How you doing, Andre Brooks? Email me at lesbrown77@gmail.com. You need a mentor in speaking if you're ready to invest in yourself and be stretched and challenged. They told me he's there now. Okay. 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 Put a bunch of, they told him, hey, Seth, how are you? All right, man, it's been a long time. There he is. Let me see. It's so good to see you. Okay, let me see. Put like there, and then push me again, then bring on. Okay. It's still, it's he's there, and I did what you told me to do, Kareem. So push unlike again, and then push him back, and push. Let me push see if that will do it. Nope. I think it's got to be an equipment issue on his end, like we had with Kim the other day. He does have a different kind of phone called Honor, and it's not honoring him right now. I tell him about these little Mickey Mouse phones. Oh my God. Okay. John Leslie, call me. Call me, son. I mean, Les Brown Jr. called me. there's I want you to.
Heard that.
Yeah, okay, it's not happening. So first of all, where's my grandson?
He's right here.
I want to hear him do "If You Want a Thing Bad Enough to Go Out and Fight for It." Let me hear it.
Honor, you gotta come do your speech. Grandpa wants to hear you do it strong.
Anna just turned 5, and he's a bad little dude. John Leslie, I'm so proud of you. You're a very good father.
That's because I've got the world's greatest father.
Well, thank you. You know what to say, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, the world's most powerful motivational speaker, only 5 years old. His name is Honor Phoenix Baldwin Brown.
If you want to think bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give your time, your feet, and your speed for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without, and if you only sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all your terror and the opposition for it, and if you simply got to that thing that you want, with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, face up in confidence and triumph in tenacity, and leave the cold party, sickness and pain of body and brain, can keep you away from the thing that you want. If target and grim, you'll see you inside it. Without God, you will get it.
Thank you, Honor. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. People are clapping around the world, Honor. They're recognizing you. Fantastic. Very good. John Leslie.
Yes, sir.
Tell me 3 things you want to achieve as a father.
Well, the first thing I want to achieve as a father, my goal, my number one goal, is to make sure that Honor gets the best education. By the time he's in middle school, my goal is to have his college tuition already ready to make sure that he goes to college and experiences the higher education. Secondly, I want to manage his career just like my dad managed mine. I'm working to put him on as many stages as possible while he's still 5, because I don't think you should tell a kid what do they want to be when they grow up, because that implies that they have to wait until they're grown up to be who they really are. So if you know anyone who's throwing an event and they want a powerful young person, he charges $500 for a 5-minute speech. And so I'm excited about that. And finally, my number one goal is never to be too busy to make sure that I'm present with him. So on days where we have him, he's my top priority, and to spend that quality time to create the lifestyle that few kids get a chance to experience.
What are the things that you're teaching him?
Well, I'm growing him. People say one of the beautiful things about my childhood, they say I was groomed in greatness. So I'm so happy when we first, I've taught him how to read. That's one. And I've used that leverage. You know, Oreos for reading will go very far. so I'm teaching him how to negotiate. You read a certain amount of books, you get some Oreos.
Some Oreo cookies?
Some Oreo cookies.
He likes those. I like those too. What is the most challenging part of being a father that you have found?
The most challenging part of being a father is overcoming the fear of doing something I've never done before. This is my first child, my first son, and I did not know how to change a diaper. I did not know how he was going to start to learn things. There was so much fear, making sure that he was going to be healthy, and he was just such a little person. So when I was able to get past the fear of not knowing who I was as a father and just showing up every day, even when it's difficult. That really helped a lot, and you really helped a lot in inspiring me to make sure that he's got the best lifestyle ever, and he's exposed to different things at an early age. You made sure he had a guitar. He said, "I want a guitar, Daddy." So he said, "You better call your grandpa about a guitar." And we got him in piano lessons now, and he's learning Spanish. So I'm excited about the possibilities.
Well, let me ask you this, and can I ask you a tough question, please?
Yes, sir.
What do you do? What advice would you have for fathers who have challenges with the mothers, baby mama drama? What advice would you give them? What's the number one thing that you would share with them about how to negotiate that relationship so it's not harmful to the kid?
Well, I love the quote that you say, anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. And we cannot allow our anger with our co-parent to interrupt or to stop or delay our relationship with the child. And it's important to realize that when you're dealing with difficulties with the co-parent, that happens even in married relationships. That happens, you're going to face difficulties no matter what relationship you have. And after I went to Harvard University and I came back, it was very challenging for me to be able to see Honor and to talk to him and spend time with him. And I had to go to court just to fight for my relationship with my son and overcoming the fear of the court system. But here's one thing that everyone should keep in mind, especially new parents or someone who's dealing with the co-parenting situation. Parenthood is the highest form of leadership. Parenthood. And that means it's the top priority. It didn't make sense to me to be successful, to be traveling around the world, even to be going to the most prestigious university in America and not having access to be able to hug and kiss and to pour into my son. And so no matter what you're doing, if you consider yourself a leader and you can't be a parent, think again. And since it is the highest form of leadership, that means it requires you to stretch. It's going to be challenging sometimes. But be an effective communicator and realize it's all about the child. It's not about people's attitudes.
Very good. When you look at, as you said, it's the highest form of leadership, being a parent, and what comes with that, and how to negotiate keeping a positive environment when you have baby mama drama. And you also have goals that you want to achieve. How do you integrate that? How do you create balance with that? How do you work that out?
Well, the thing is, instead of trying to fit in time with your kids, you have to build a schedule around them.
Say that again.
Instead of trying to fit in time with your kids, you have to build your schedule around them. You have to build your schedule around your children and the time that you have with your children. And in order to do that, you also have to maximize your downtime.
What do you mean by that?
So, see, I remember when I was younger, my dad, and I tell the story that you put me on punishment before you saw my report card.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was very cruel, but you say, I don't need to see your grades or talk to your teachers. I can tell how you're doing based on how you use your downtime. And I thought about it. The reason why they called it downtime, because he could have just said free time or time. The reason why they call it downtime is because that's the time when most people engage in the activities that prevent them from going up in life. And so what I do now, Honor wakes up around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm up at 5 a.m. working out, exercising. That means I've got to go to sleep now. Instead of going to sleep at midnight, I'm in bed when he's in bed at 9:30 so that I can get a jump and an early start on my day so it doesn't start off with Alpha Blocks or Paw Patrol. It starts off with Jim Rohn and Les Brown, right? So you got all the free time. I went to Legoland and we were getting in the car and there was another 5-year-old there. And I said, oh, is your child reading yet? No, he's not reading yet. We're working on it. But Honor, when he's in the back seat, if we're driving, he's reading. And he sounds out the word. And if he has challenges, I'll help him. But just that downtime of driving in the car, we turned the back seat into a Barnes & Noble. We're maximizing the time every time in his car. When he's with his mom, that's tablet time. But when he's with his dad, it's reading time. If you want some Oreos later.
You called me from a Barnes and Nobles when you talked about an observation you made about a group of people who were in Barnes and Noble with their children. Tell the audience about that.
Yes, it's a funny thing. I was in Barnes and Nobles, and people, there are different stereotypes for different people, and they wonder why at Harvard they're starting to change the rules because they're discriminating against Asians because their test scores are so high. The Asian community, they're not allowing certain Asians in. But here's what I saw in Barnes and Noble on Sunday. Many people go to church, but when you go to Barnes & Noble on Sunday, and you can check this out, you'll see so many people from the Asian community in there with their children on Sunday, religiously. In there, and their children are reading at an early age, and they were reading fast, too. I almost sent Honor with the family for a week or two, just so I could come back. I said, can we switch for a week, please? What's your secret? And so the thing is, there's no secrets to success. There's systems. And one of the things that I admire about you, Dad, that I don't think many people have a chance to witness with their parent, whenever my dad unloads his suitcase, wherever he travels, he has at least 5 to 10 books shoved in every corner of his bag. All the latest books, all the time. And that lets me know his values. He carries books. He could have it on Kindle or anything, but he loves to carry the books so that he can highlight and read. And this is what I know. With all that he's achieved and with all that he's earned, he still knows that learning is the most important priority for earning.
Yes. There's a new program I'm going to call you about that will increase Honor's and yours and mine capacity to read faster. It will increase our absorption, our comprehension 4 times greater, and understanding of it, and retention of the information. This is a knowledge-driven world. So when you think about being a father, what advice would you give to you? How old are you now, John Leslie?
I'm 34 years old.
When you think about young fathers, what advice would you give them? Because we have so many sperm donors who don't contribute to their kids emotionally or financially because they don't want to help the mother. And punishing the mother, they punish the child. So, what advice would you give them about what it requires to be a good father and how they see themselves and how they show up?
You nailed it right there with that last word, Dad. The key, and they say this about success, and it's true about parenthood. 90% of parenthood success, and I'll even say 99% of parenthood success, is about showing up. You gotta show up. You gotta show up even when it's difficult. You gotta show up even if you don't think you have all of the resources. You gotta show up even when you're stressed out on your job or you don't get along with the other parent. You gotta show up even even when you're ashamed of some things that you've done in the past and you don't know how to look your child in the eye. You got to show up even when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you don't feel good. You've got to show up because that child is a part of you. That child is part of your legacy. And he has no understanding of what you've been through. It's our job to show up in our kids' lives year after year, day after day, moment after moment, so that we can make sure that they never have to feel abandoned, that they never have to feel alone. I thank Mamie Brown for being a mother and a dad in your life. She loved you like a mother, but when you got out of hand, she beat you like a daddy. And for those that don't know, see, I grew up in Grandma's house, and I still have good manners to this day. And Grandma had a board that she called Moses. You remember Moses, Daddy?
Yes, I remember Moses. You bet I remember Moses.
Tell him about Moses.
Yeah, she would whoop your behind with Moses. Let me tell you something.
Yes. So we can't just be friends with our kids. That's why I'm coaching Honor. You asked when you were here. He said, "Who's your best friend?" And he named one of his friends in school. You said, "That's your daddy?" No. No. We're not here to be buddy. We have to impart discipline in our kids. And there's a quote that Coach John Wooten said, and I love. He said, "Discipline yourself, and others won't have to." And if we discipline our children, others won't have to. We won't have to worry about them being incarcerated. We won't have to worry about them being suspended from school because they'll know that what the standard is in their own household.
Yes. 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 I remember when I came home, the first time I'd earned 6 figures. And I had you count the money with me. And after you finished, you said, "Dad, I'm very proud of you." And before I can go to sleep, you came in and you gave me a note. Tell them what you had on that note, because I bought you some presents back too. And I was so excited because the first time I'd earned over $100,000, and I bought you some presents, and you gave me a note that I broke down and cried, and it really shifted my thinking. Do you remember?
Yes, sir. The note said, "What does it mean to gain the whole world and lose your own son?" And then it wrote, "I thank you for your presence, but I miss your presence." I miss your presence. And it was beautiful to live in that mansion. And I was happy to have a better lifestyle, but I miss my dad. And every time you weren't there, I missed you so much. I used to see you on television and see other people cheering for you and shaking your hand. I said, "That's my daddy. Get away from him." And I did not understand all the sacrifices that you were making to make sure that I could experience the life that very few get a chance to experience. So I look at it differently, but you were very good about setting new goals to bring all of the children together and to be there. I remember one time for about 3 months straight, you got up in the morning and you made me those runny eggs every morning that we like. Daddy's kind of a diva, so he doesn't cook often, but he changed, and he used to make me runny eggs for several months straight, and I appreciate them. They were halfway cooked, but they were good because it came from him.
No, I couldn't cook like Uncle Boo.
No. We had to bring Uncle Boo in when we had the talk show in New York, you had to bring Fly Uncle Boo in, and he lived with us so we could get those banana pancakes every morning.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, I miss it. Yes, sir.
John Leslie,
Mm-hmm.
we've had some rough times, but I love you so much. Tell me how having Honor, being a father, how has that changed you?
There's a difference between making a change and maturing. And sometimes in your mind you want to make a change, but you haven't experienced anything that will cause you to mature, to put certain things and habits that you used to have behind you, and to really go beyond the decision and just truly mature and say, the person that I used to be, I cannot be anymore. I remember when Honor was born, I used to look like a Rastafari. I had long hair down my back, and I used to love to do music and hang out, party. But when Honor was born, I remember that when he first opened up his eyes, when I was there in the hospital after I cut the umbilical cord, and he opened up his eyes, you know the first thing I said to him?
What?
There's greatness within you.
Wow.
The first words he ever heard.
Wow.
What my dad taught me. I said, you have something special. And it was really then, in that moment, I learned what that meant. It meant that your possibilities are endless. It meant that you're not going to end up in a cage. It meant that the world is your oyster. It meant that you are a part of something bigger than yourself. That you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I remember making the decision to get serious about my speaking career. Making the decision to get serious, to stop ignoring the mentorship in my household, to stop trying to be cool, and to develop the courage to be different, to listen, to be coachable. I started, you know what I started to do?
What?
I started to copy my dad. I don't know about this life that I've been doing. I've been trying to do it all by myself, and I've got one of the world's greatest men in my household. So I started to change the way that I dressed. I changed my hairstyle. I changed the people that I hung out with. I only talk to millionaires, and I just need one phone number in my phone, and that says Dad. And it's really, I was so fearful. I have to admit, I was excited about being a dad, but I was scared because I'd never been a dad before, and I've got a great dad. I've got a fantastic dad. And the one thing I remember saying to myself is, I just want to make sure that he grows up with all of the privileges that I grew up with. I want him to be able to say his dad's name and make sure it opens doors, even when the doors are closed. And I'm so grateful to be a part of, I feel like the person, the head of Keller Williams, CEO of publishing, he said, when I was born, I hit the parent jackpot. And that's how I feel. I feel like I hit the parent jackpot. And one of the things he said, why? My parents never said, I'm proud of you. They said, they asked him, are you proud of yourself? And that's what I asked Honor after he's doing his speech. I said, you did it great, son. Are you proud of yourself? And I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of the father that I am, and I'm proud that I get to raise my son like Tiger Woods' dads raised his son, and like Venus and Serena's dad raised their son. I get to raise them in the personal growth industry. I get to raise them not to be a thug, but to be a thinker. I get to raise them not to be a complainer, but to be an entrepreneur and to one day take over the family business.
What is that piece that you wrote, It's Your Time? Recite that to everyone as we close this out.
Yes, sir. This is something I wrote when I was 14 years old, and I'd love to be able to share a link where they could download a book that I have with Dad called It's Your Time, our first, just the beginning of our book together. And it says simply this. And I've had the privilege, because of my mentorship, I've been able to share this all around the world, from America to Stockholm to Amsterdam, France. This one piece that I wrote when I was 14 years old, and I encourage you all that are tuning in to allow this to be your motto for this year. It's your time. You know who I'm talking about. You. It's time to leave the stage behind and be real. And there's nothing real about what you're doing if you're lying to yourself. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want more out of life? Well, then tell yourself that satisfaction isn't enough. We all want fulfillment. It's not a question of whether or not it's possible. Conquering is part of your description. It is in your nature. The will to overcome and produce was designed to be a part of your genetic makeup. Wake up, wake up, wake up. What is it that you're doing? What made you stop pursuing? Sure, it's hard and it takes time. Sure, you might lose comfort and sleep. Sure, it might be frightening. But so what? If that's all you got to be truly filled, full. No more self-doubt or self-destruction, just self-discipline and self-development. If you consider yourself a child of God, then start showing some of your father's traits. Just do it, and don't stop working until your life has meaning. You there, Dad?
Yes, I am. Yes, son. Let me see some hearts and some thumbs up for Les Brown Jr. Yeah, you got the butter from the duck. Let the record show, as Dr. Anthony Sweeting would say. That's good. You know, I'm going to do a men's conference with you and some other young men, my spiritual sons, and I think that'll be exciting for us to do that. That's on my bucket list. I've never done that before. I've done youth training, but I'm going to do a youth training as well with boys and girls and young men and young ladies. But I want to do one with young men and how to be a father, what required, how to negotiate the various challenges that comes with fatherhood. You know, we don't get a manual on that. And it's not easy. It's challenging. You know, the reason I have to use so much mascara because of you.
I know. And thank God, because if not, you really look like Santa Claus. but listen, Dad, listen. We've got a unique opportunity, and I need your help on this. I need your help on this, Dad, okay? What do you say about a 90-day period? You used to call me and you said, what do you do every 90 days? Talk to me about that.
I evaluate, I stop, I look, I make an assessment of where am I in relationship to what I said that I was going to do, in relationship to my goals and my dreams. I have to monitor that and see how far along I am into the year and on schedule for the things that I want to achieve.
Yes, and what I've just launched now, and I'm begging you to join me in this, because there are lots of people around the world, and you know what they want to do?
What?
They want to meet Les Brown. You know, half the comments on my page is, how's your dad doing? Okay?
Yeah.
They want to build a relationship with you. And so I've launched the It's Your Time Academy. What do you think about that, Dad? It's Your Time Academy.
And what does it do, John Wesley?
Well, we work together for a 90-day period where we hop into a Zoom call starting February 7th, and we find out what are their top 3 goals for the year. But here's the key. You don't assume that you have a year to achieve these top 3 goals. Let's work together over a 90-day period with Mamie Brown's baby boy and Les Brown's baby boy to work together to achieve those goals in a 90-day period. We want to coach you. We want to build a relationship with you so that come 90 days from now, you can look back at the beginning of the year and say, whoa, I've done more in the first 3 months of this year than I did all of 2018. And so I encourage people to go to lesbrownjr.com. That should be easy to remember for you. lesbrownjr.com. Mamie Brown's grandbaby boy. I was raised by Les Brown, Mamie Brown, and Moses. Moses, the little boy that grandma kept under her bed, wrapped in duct tape, so you better have manners and don't you dare get out of line, okay? And we will help you. We got Mamie Brown's spirit in us, and we've got a Moses for you if you start slacking on your goals. Okay? We will keep you accountable. It is totally not cost prohibitive. And on month 3, I'm going to ask my dad to hop on a Zoom with us so that you can be one-on-one. We can see you and hear from you one-on-one with the world's best. He's the world's best motivator, but he's even a better father. My dad, Mr. Les Brown. And I used to wonder, you know, Grandma passed away on my birthday, Dad.
Yes, I remember.
She passed away on May 22nd. And during that, after Grandma passed away, it was supposed to be a party, but everyone was sad. And I always wondered why that happened that way. And tell the people what happened during the funeral.
They asked if anybody had anything to say, and you came up to speak. How old were you? You were 10 years old.
I just turned 10.
Yes, you just turned 10. And you walked up, nobody asked you to do it, and you talked about what you loved about her, remembered about her, and what touched your heart. Yeah, I remember that. I was shocked when I saw you get up. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
And what did you think after I spoke?
I said that you have the gift.
Yeah.
I said you have the gift. I want you
And
to
you
tell.
know why? It's because I was watching you, Dad. I was watching the greatest. We used to study the competition from the years before when you spoke and come up with different speeches. I remember Rise, Bones, Rise, and all of the different speeches that we worked through. And all of those motivational messages that you started to program me with, it sunk into my conscious and my subconscious mind. And after that, after the funeral, I remember you taking me on the road with you and being in corporate audiences with thousands of people. Wow.
I want you to tell them about when you were under punishment and I took the door off your room.
Okay. Yes. So, then this was cruel. So, Dad has such a great sense of humor. So when he put me on punishment, he didn't put me on regular punishment. He took away the keyboard from my computer so I could only see my screensaver, okay? He took away my television privileges, took away my phone privileges, put me on room arrest, okay? Room arrest, which meant 2 meal breaks and 1 bathroom break. Then on top of that, he took the door off of the hinges of my room and said, every time I walk by, you better be studying, okay? And in that time, I was so committed to not doing my best because I didn't want him to think that the punishment paid off, that I would just read motivational books. instead of doing my homework, and because that's what was around the house, all these motivational books. So I would pretend like I was doing my homework, but I was reading great books by Jim Rohn, and one thing hit me. It shifted something in me. It said, it was a quote by Jim Rohn, and he said, "Your life, my life, the lives of each and every one of us will serve as either a warning or an example." It went on to say a warning of lack of discipline, lack of drive and ambition, or an example of objectives clearly perceived and intensely pursued. And Dad, I have to tell you, I was in that mansion reading this book by Jim Rohn, and I said, oh no, I'm a warning. Oh no, I'm a warning. Here I am in this beautiful home, and I'm on room arrest. And so here's a tip for everyone, and why we encourage you to go to lesbrownjr.com. Start to build a relationship with the Browns. We want to work with you because in order to make it today, you've got to be more dedicated to your destinies than you are to your distractions. You've got to be more dedicated to your destiny, more dedicated to building your business, more dedicated to writing your book, more dedicated to getting on stages with the best in the world, more dedicated to being a parent than you are to the distractions, than you are to the news, than you are to the gossips, than you are to the sports. You've got to be dedicated if you want to make it in 2019. Can you talk about people who are seriously not serious? Come on, Daddy, talk to them about that.
Well, no, I know. I want to tell them something else because we've been very heavy. Tell them about when I would walk by your room, even though I had taken the door off the hinges. Tell them.
And you would fake knock on the door like there was some type of door there. That was just cruel. He would come up to the room and there's no door on the hinges, so he would put his little fist up like he's knocking. Oh, no need to knock nothing, man. I see very good that you're reading. And you thought it was funny, but I thought it was cruel, Dad. I would rather just have Moses. Give me my door back. Just give me Moses.
Thank you so much, John Leslie. I appreciate you very much. I love you, and I'm very proud of you. Continue to be the great father that you are. Tell Honor that I love him, that he's great, and that I look forward to seeing him real soon. And I'm proud of how well he did in doing if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it. You take care. All right?
All right. Love you, Dad. Tell them to come to my website. Check it out, please.
And what is it again?
You can't remember this one? It's your name. LesBrownJr.com. LesBrownJr.com. Go to it immediately after this live. LesBrownJr.com. We've got a special gift for you there. My dad made me learn how to do everything. He had a computer in every room growing up. So I know how to build websites. I know how to do marketing strategies. And I want you to check out my website. Come to our website. Give us your information. Make sure that we can stay connected because there is nothing like it. The First Family of Motivation, my dad, my sister, and I, when we come together and we work together with you, we make sure that we build a relationship that lasts through the ages. And many of the people that we work with, they go on to have major success in their industry when you have some accountability partners. So we want to work with you in 2019 for the first 90 days to start your year off with a bang.
Thank you, John Leslie. I appreciate you very much.
I love you, Daddy. Can you do me a favor, Dad?
Yes.
Can you pray for me that I look like you when I'm in my 70s? You're a 74-year-old trapped in a 47-year-old's body. I look at you and I just pray, God, please, let me look like him in my 70s, please.
John Leslie, I don't know why you still haven't been able to come on my iPad, but we'll make it happen.
Can we try again tomorrow?
Okay, we'll do it later on this evening. Okay, thank you so much.
All right. I love you, Daddy. Don't forget to pray now.
I will. Okay.
I love you.
Love you. You take care. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You know, you never believe it. I spent more time, more energy on John Leslie. Oops. On John Leslie than all my kids combined. And when I listen to him now, all I can say, what a mighty God we serve. I remember Lynn Byers' mother saying, everybody is reachable, teachable, and redeemable. I remember before they radiated my spine and I asked people not to pray for me, but to pray for my son, my sons. Calvin, who had a stroke and was being fed with a tube in his stomach and is out. Now he's normal. John Leslie, who has been managing the challenge of dealing with bipolar, and now he's doing it. And I strongly believe that honor showing up in his life has played a major role, including his willingness, his vision of himself to carry on the family legacy. What a mighty God we serve. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. What a mighty God we serve. Boy. I'm so grateful. All the challenges I caused my mother. I know Mama, when John Leslie was acting out, saying, now you know what I was dealing with when I was dealing with you. Oh, I used to pray to Mama, say, Mama, please help me with this boy so that I don't end up in an orange jumpsuit. Please help me not kill this boy. Boy. Wow. I hope you got some value out of this. And Kareem, I am so thankful. I'm just so thankful. Where's Kareem? Got to get some reflections from my protege. Kareem, reach out to me, please. I'd like to hear from you. The messages aren't moving. Are they stuck? And because I'd like to know what value you got out of the conversation that I had with Les Brown Jr. Boy, he's on fire. He's on fire. Yes, indeed. It's every family has one, and when they come back, it is something special. There's no question about it. So, Kareem, I need to hear from you, and Deneen, I need to hear from you as well. And Michael Ponte, I need to hear from you. Come on now, let me hear from you. And if you got some value out of our conversation with John Leslie and I, would you put some hearts up and some thumbs up to give me an indication of that? And I tell you, parenting is not easy. You hear me? My mama had a lot of help with me because I was touched. And so Mama said, I'll whoop your behind till they roke like okra. I'll slap you in the middle of next week. Boy, Mamie Brown did not. Oh, there's Michael. Mamie Brown did not play. She did not play. No, she did not. Okay, now I just pushed you, Michael, and something should happen. Okay, let me do that. Okay, Kareem, I'm touching the picture. Well, that was an interesting conversation. I got to get a copy of this conversation today. Somebody, I believe, because it just says in my spirit that somebody got some value out of that. Let me check with Kareem and see what's going on. Yes. Oh, can't bring Michael Ponte on. That's what it's saying. Why? I've got to make sure that John Leslie hung up. That he's disconnected.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, make sure that you hung your phone up. Disconnect from the Facebook because I can't bring Michael Ponte on if you're still connected to the Facebook, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, love you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Michael, don't give up. I'm still working to make it happen. Still working to make it happen. Let me do this like that, and then do this like that. And Michael, maybe you need to call back again. Okay. I know I'm set. I know I'm in place. I know I've done what I'm supposed to do. So, Michael, maybe you need to just call back in again and put some faces with it or something so that you will stand out. Okay? Yes. Yeah, that will be good. He's got a message. I'm thinking about doing this training with young men. That's what's on my heart. You're losing so many. And this happened on my watch, and I know I've been called to do this work, to reduce the incarceration rate and the recidivism rate. I know I got a gift in that area. And do you know the incarceration rate of young girls is higher than the incarceration rate of young men? I'm telling you, that's a new phenomenon, and we need to pay attention to that and not look the other way. Yeah. Yes, it is. Let me see. All right. No, still can't. I can't even bring Kareem on. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. That's Kareem's picture again. Okay, touch it again. Can't bring even Kareem on. That is challenging. Well, I hope that the conversation that John Leslie and I had, Les Brown Jr., that we had that, and that you got some value out of it. And I agree that everybody is reachable, teachable, and redeemable. And I'd like to get some comments from you. I'd like to get some feedback from you on what it is that you're saying. Kathy Lynette says, that's very true. Kareem, ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. Maria says, hello. Jenna says, listen to this. Okay. And Aretha Fletcher, you're talking some good truth. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kimberly Alexander, so much wisdom. We are blessed to receive this priceless knowledge. And Nicole Black, exactly. Okay, Trish Gordon, cookie people. I have them in my life too. Yes. You got to have some bread and butter people and cookie people. People that will be there for you. Sisman, Ria, in Greece. Wow. Thank you for joining us. I wonder what time it is there. Yes. Robin, how are you? Adam, acceptance. Sandra Jones, so true, lass. Jody Thomas Parr, oh, behave, you know it. Yes, this Michael Ponte has such an inspiring story, and that's why I've been so adamant about getting him on, because his father was such a great man, Antonio. He learned so much from him, and he has so much to depart to all of us. I really admire him. And so he has a story. He's out of Stuart, Florida, where my mother, Mamie Brown, was born and raised. Stuart, Florida. When I spoke there, I said, oh my goodness, I hope that somebody is recording this, because I could feel something. I felt my mother's presence. I can feel Jennifer. Hello from Miami. That's my homie there. Okay. And so I don't see you, Michael Ponte. I don't see you. I've been looking for you. And I'm going through there. And I think that my buddy has gone on a break. Yolanda Edwards, wait a minute. I know Yolanda. How are you? It's been a long time. Oh, that's great. Well, Patricia Purnell, my husband just died this past year. I'm still hanging in there. Patricia, my heart goes out to you. He's just made a transition on the other side. Don't say died. He just made a transition. Energy never dies. He just made a transition. And my mother is preparing a sweet potato pie for him in heaven. Yeah. It takes some time to make the adjustment. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I remember Mom was making her transition on May 22nd, John Leslie's 10th birthday. He's special. I knew he's special. Rachel Johnson, my brother, died last week. Well, Rachel, my heart goes out to you. You know, so there are people who are going through a lot of stuff right now. Thank you, Scott. How are you? Mallory Henry, how are you doing? Yes. Okay, well, I think that's it. I'm going to wind up now. Got something real exciting coming. This year, opening up the Les Brown Speakers Bureau. And we got some other very, very exciting things we're going to do that will be helpful to speakers. Where is Dwight Pleasure? Dwight, where are you? Come on, Dwight. Show yourself. Yes, you talk about a story. Dwight has got a story. Oh boy. Flores says, wow, you really don't look like what you've been through, Les. Thank God! She said, I look like I'm aging like fine wine. That's right. I've been through some stuff. As Baby Brown would say, I've been drugged through 6 different cities, and the best place for me would be hell. But she had all these crazy sayings, like every dog has his day, and every blue dog has 2 days. I said, Mom, where do you come up with this stuff, boy? My mother, she was something else, man. Somebody said, I've been following you since 2013, Miss Brown, and my days are changing and tremendously with positivity. Listen, it's very important. And listen to me. You want this to be your best year ever? And I'm not being selfish about this. I want you to hear this and listen to me closely. And something that I'm doing myself, that I do every day. You have to literally saturate your mind with my voice. I'm not asking for anything. My speeches are on YouTube. I could easily have my lawyer take them down, and I don't want to. Why? You're not making any money off it. I know. But God has been so good to me. I've been paid in full. I'm still here. I'm a 27-year prostate cancer conqueror. 4 states has metastasized to 7 areas of the body. I'm still speaking. I'm still motivating. I'm still teaching people how to tell their story. I'm still making an impact. I'm blessed. No. My attorney said, take them down. No. Somebody could hear that. And there's something I might say that will touch them. As Mr. Washington said, young man, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Do you hear me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't ever answer to that again. DT, the dumb twit. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. He never treated me like I was dumb or stupid. He never called me slow, and I was. And sometimes you have to have somebody to believe in you when you're struggling. You're young to believe in yourself. Now we need messengers of hope now more than ever before. All the stuff that's going on right now, this stuff, it is an unhealthy, toxic, negative, stressful, debilitating environment. You've never seen anything like this before. You got to have a strategy for your mind. I called and I said, have you seen this Netflix thing with R. Kelly? Look, if you put R. Kelly and Trump together with that kind of toxicity, that's enough to put you into a coma. I don't need that. You be calling on Jesus, Yahweh, Allah, Melchizedek, everybody. No, I can't go there. I can't expose my mind to that. Whatever is of good report, think on these things, if there be any virtue. Think on these things. Put yourself on a mental diet. not watching the news, not listening or entertaining any negative conversations, not taking a phone call unless it's positive, unless it's purposeful, unless it's productive, unless it's profitable. You put yourself on a mental diet for 7 days, and you'll see a difference. Don't speak any negative words. If you find yourself saying it, it's just slip, just say, cancel that, cancel that, cancel that. Because why? Your words have power. Death and life is in the tongue, and most of us speak more death than life. Yeah. Like the page you shared. Let me see some hearts and some. I like those. I like the hearts and the thumbs up. I do. I'm like a little kid, you know. So, if you have a question for me, I wanted to answer some questions, and I also like to see what is it. Rashawn said, "What is God's purpose on my life?" Rashawn, you know what? I wish that we had a phone, and I'm going to have it so that you can call and ask me questions, because I have a conversation for you. I have some answers for you. I have the saying above my bed and in my wallet: if I were to die today, what would die with me? That's a good question. If I were to die today, what will die with me? That's good. That's a real good question there. Yeah, and you know what? That's what I've been pondering. I've been thinking a lot. What else? I know there's something else back here. I know it. I just feel it. And I'm not going to say I don't know what it is. And it's a discovery process. Adam, where are you? God didn't ask because he didn't know, because God is omniscient, all knowledge and all knowing. God is omnipresent, evenly present, everywhere at the same time. There is no spot where God is not. Adam, where are you? That question is being asked of all of us down through the ages. Why? Because we're made in the likeness and image of God. We've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Where are you? Life is a question, and how we live our lives is the answer. Where are you in relationship to your skills, your knowledge, and abilities? Don't tell me what has happened to you. Stuff happens to everybody. Where are you? You were created on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose. Where are you? I believe that we're on an assignment. You know, I was in 2 churches, and I couldn't understand why they didn't open up with all the stuff that's going on. The sermon saying, "The least that you do unto these, my brethren, you also do unto me." I could not understand with all that's going on. There were no conversation about that. I couldn't understand that. You know, the time in which we live, it's incumbent upon us to step up. To step up. When you have people trying to turn back the hands of time, you got to step up. Life is a fight for territory. You can't go to sleep at the wheel now. You got to step up. You got to become involved. I got a letter yesterday from the Board of Elections that said Les Brown, your vote did not count. Excuse me? I went down. First of all, they called and left a message for me to call the Board of Elections saying that my registration was disqualified. Now, mind you, I'm not just Joe Blow. I am a former state legislator. I know the process. So I went down there. I called first. No one ever answered. I got a manager there. And I said, tell me what I need to do so that I am registered and I can vote for Stacey Abrams. And I filled out the papers again. Took me over 45 minutes and there was no one there. And after getting assistance from a manager, after following all the directions, after sharing with them my passport, after saying, no, my Social Security number that you asked for, here it is, and I gave it to them, and my name on there is Leslie, Leslie. But I shortened my name, and here is my passport, and I've registered and voted. When I lived in Ohio, there was no problem. And she said, oh, no, there would not be any problem. The manager. Let me tell you something. They stole that election. You hear me? They stole that. Disqualified me. That perfect match legislation that the Republicans pass and have the unmitigated gall to want our vote, and they are masters at suppressing our vote. Boy, they don't want to see this old Les Brown that was a community activist. They don't want to see him. John Leslie told me to put him under wraps. Let him stay back there, Dad. You're in a different place now. Oh, when I got that letter, my vote did not count. How many other people got that? They control the process. Boy, to calm myself down, my blood was boiling. Yeah, make America great again by cheating. Shake it off, Les. Calm down, calm down, calm down. I couldn't sleep last night. Tell me my vote didn't count. Like I don't know how to vote. I was elected to 3 terms. I was chairman of the Human Resource Committee and the Education Committee. Tell me my vote didn't count. I didn't know how to register. I know how to register. I've registered thousands of people in Ohio, thousands of people in Chicago, thousands of people in Florida. Tell me I don't know how to register? I'm a former state legislator. And you disqualify me? Kind of perfect match? Because what is it? I didn't put a dot over an I? Oh, boy. It's not good for my health. This is worse than R. Kelly. An R. Kelly movie. Can't let this get in my spirit. Jose! Hey, hola. Yes. Oh man, man, they stole that election from that sister. Yes, they did. They have no shame. No shame at all. Well, if my kids let me loose just one more time, I've asked them, let me loose one more time. I just don't believe if you don't train people how to treat you, they will keep on doing it again and again and again. I'm looking for Kareem. Kareem. And I'd like to get some feedback from Kareem. I'm just working more to make sure the system is working. And I don't see you, Kareem. I don't see the system. Okay. Well, I'm going to end now. I was looking for Michael Ponte, and I wasn't able to pull him up. And I thought if Kareem called in, we'd be able to pull him up. But that's not happening either. And I had a computer expert here. There's Kareem. Nope, it says can't bring Kareem on. Can't bring you on, Kareem. That's what it says. Can I bring you on? Push like. Okay. Well, I want one more good fight. You hear me? One more good fight. I still got a good right. One more. I know. You remember that movie? It was Sundance. It was a Sundance Kid. Wait a minute. It was Robert Newman. And they had one more bank robbery they were going to do. I forgot the name of that movie. Got all the fastest gunslingers together. I just got something in me. I need one more good fight. Stacy. Everybody else forgotten. I haven't forgotten. Okay. That's it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation that I had with Les Brown Jr., who caused me more challenges than all my kids combined. I was listening to him. I know you're watching my face. I couldn't believe it's the same person. I couldn't believe it. But what a difference. I think when he saw my grandson being born, he cut the umbilical cord, and he was there when he opened his eyes, and he said, "You have greatness in you." Come on now. Yeah, we got to start early. We got to start early. Listen, if you are coachable and you feel that you have more in you than you have expressed, and you don't want what you have in you, you don't want to take that to the grave with you, and you're prepared to invest in yourself, and you want to build a legacy, you want to make a mark, you want to make a greater impact. You want to be in a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. And if you're serious and focused, and if you made a pact with God if you've made a pact to say, yes, Lord, there's a calling on your life. Yes, Lord. There's a sacred calling on your life. Yes, Lord. Email me, lesbrown77@gmail.com. lesbrown77@gmail.com. Riser will respond to you. We vet and screen everybody. I don't want to work with everybody, just a small number. Take care. It's been a beautiful day. Yes, it has. I've enjoyed you and your comments, and I've enjoyed listening to them. Try one more time. One more time. One more time. Okay, it's not happening, Kareem. Thank you so much. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it. My little grandson, he was trying to tear it up. Little honor. Take care. God bless you. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.